YouTube, what's going on? Alright, so today we are going to be changing the good old DMTL pump on my E92 M3. Alright, so I just put it into the bay. Now I'm going to get ready to put the lift points on the jacking points of the car. Give you all a quick where to line up the car with the lift. That way you know exactly where to put it on the lift. I don't like drive-on lifts, so I always use the two-post lift. So where I'm pointing out is if you have that point to where your side skirts are, you will damage your side skirts. So look for your jack points in your car, which is right there. Yes, mine are damaged, and eventually I'll change them out. But you line it up, make sure it's centered, and that metal part is not touching your side skirt. If it is, as you can see right there, I pulled it out. You'll be fine. It won't touch at all when it comes up. As you can see, it's cleared. Now for the rear, same thing. Pull it out and you line it up with the jack point. They're adjustable too, so if you want to go up or down, you can. I just leave them low as possible. And I already did it for the driver's side. I know, a little magic. I know it wasn't done when I first introduced in the introduction, excuse me. You press the up button, just you go around checking it. Up button's the green button. Once everything looks good up top, you go back up again. If it's not, go ahead and lower it, and if there's a green button, press it, it goes up. So I had to do this voiceover because they're playing music in the background, and YouTube will not, they will copyright the video and flag it. For those y'all that upload, you know, those y'all that don't, that's what they do. Alright, so it's going up slowly. You don't want it to go up fast. I'm just checking again one more time. Since it's slightly off the ground, a little bit higher than it was before, just want to make sure that the clearance is good and that the car doesn't teeter-totter. If that happens, you're going to see those YouTube fail videos of cars in the mechanic shop falling off the lift. Alright, so once you have it lifted, what I did was you press down that button, and that makes it secure. If you don't do this, I don't think anything will happen, but I like to do this. Alright, so this is where I located where the DMTL pump was, looking at other people's video. There's a total of 7 screws that you have to remove with a 8mm socket. So go ahead and do that. I'm going to loosen up all of them. And you're going to loosen them up on the heat shield too, which is to protect it from the heat from the exhaust. So as you can see right there, that's another one with a heat shield. And then I got 6 bolts right there, but 7 screws total. I know I said bolts. There's one, you pull this out, you're going to have a bunch of debris coming there. So make sure you wear some iPro. I had some on, but one of the videos I watched, the guy didn't have some on, so he said, put some on. Anyways, as you see, I'm trying to pull it down now, and there's one more screw, which is, you'll see that little opening. You're gonna have to get yourself a deep well to get to it. See that little tube? So that's where I got a concoction right here, extensions on top of extensions, and then you place it under there, that screw comes out, and then you're good. So for these, right, these are the connections that you have to remove in order to get the actual pump out. The whole thing is going to have to come out. So what you do is you just squeeze. You can use a screwdriver too. I'm going to show y'all in a second. And you pull it out. Like, of course I didn't show y'all, but right there you squeeze it. And you just pull out. It'll come out. Don't force it. Just, you know, take your time. Same with the electrical connection. You press that down and pull it out. That's the actual pump right there, that white thing that was just, I had my hand on. But the whole assembly has to come out. So right here, I'm going to show you how you use your screwdriver. And you place it right there when you're trying to pry it out. Just to give yourself a little hand. Don't try to jab it in there. Just, you know, take your time. And right here, pulling out the new pump. Very clean looking. Where I'm pointing to is where it mounts with a T25 Torx bit. And I pulled off the assembly. I'm walking back to show y'all where it's mounted. It's a 10mm socket to get it out. So right there is where it's mounted. I took it off, and I'll show y'all when I put it back in that it has to go in a certain slot. All right, so comparison, in with the new, out with the old. And this is what I'm talking about, where you loosen up the Torx bit in order to remove the DMTL pump. So take your time doing this too. There's no rushing. I didn't want to, strip some bolts if they're old or not, or screws. So this, see how that came out in that grommet? Some people reuse it. It's not. I don't think there's anything wrong with reusing it, but I just bought a new one from FCP. So right there, and I already put it in. I just slipped it on and put it. It literally goes in. So if you have grease, good. If you don't, I use brake cleaner for grease. And then now you want to put back in those Torx bit screws. And I did that. So this is the slot I'm talking about. You want to place your actual assembly back in there. And as you can see it's in that slot. And then you put the screws in, and it only goes in one way. Now, I'm going to put these back in, and you want to hear an audible click. If you don't hear the audible click, it's not in all the way. So, I had to turn on the light, even though it's daylight, but it's still dark under here. Anyways, you see how I'm putting it in? I'm trying to not really jam it in there. I'm trying to like ease it in there. So I had to use brake cleaner to actually, give it some kind of lubrication. That one went in, but I went back and I pressed it in there to hear that audible click that I was telling y'all about. Right there's a brake cleaner. All right, see, went in a lot easier. And then you want to check all of them, which I already have them in. See that? See, if you see red, it's not good. It's not all the way in. So place back in your electrical connector, and then, like I said, you push them in, and you want to hear an audible click. All right, so I thought I recorded that portion, but yeah, just press it in, hear the click, you're good. Put back in the 7 screws to include the long one, and you're good. Now, you want to replace your gas cap too, so I'm taking out the old one and replacing it. Yeah, I was supposed to just push it over, but I guess I got a little impatient. So when I installed the new one, the gas cap, it was literally just push over and in, or push in and over. Right there. Tighten it, and so if you do have a code, you're going to want to clear the code. So this is not so much a do-it-yourself video. It's more so for documentation purposes. But I hope this helps. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time. All right, y'all.